good day. So, I am Angieliquie Mejilla from BSN 1A. So, now I'm going to discuss about enzymes and vitamins. So, ano an enzyme? An enzyme, kumbaga, gimpapalak niya, it reaction, nga tanan nga reaction sa aton body. I will give you an example. For example, may usa ka tawo. May usa ka tawo, nagpupush siya in bato, di pa igbaw. So, pag itawo, nagpupush in bato, di pa igbaw, kailangan niyan more in energy. So, para ma-speed up ang reaction, kailangan natin in enzyme. Para diri gudi ang makurian pag push ito nga bato pa ibaw. In short, enzyme na pa-speed up in reaction hot body. So, there are two types of reaction hit enzyme aton body. One is the exothermic. Exo meaning outside. Thermic meaning heat. So, outside heat. So, exothermic, nagre-release siya in heat. Exothermic, nagre-release siya in more heat. Amot iya reaction. Ang ikaduwa is endothermic. So, endo meaning inside, thermic meaning heat. So, endothermic absorbs heat. Nag-absorb yan yung heat. Or, nag-absorb yan yung energy, hot body. So, an exothermic releases heat. Nagre-release yan more heat or more energy kaysa tiya gina-absorb. An endothermic, nag-absorb yahin heat. Amoy niyan, two types of reaction, and enzymes. So, let's move on to general characteristic of an enzymes. So, nakako na kanina, an enzyme, gipapalaksin niya ang reaction. So, ang characteristic an enzyme, so an enzyme kay usa nga organic compound na naak as a catalyst para han aton biological function, han aton body. Iya ginpapalaksi ang reaction. So, it aton body, kada cell, kailangan niyahin enzyme. Usa ka cell ha aton body, may din niya thousands of different enzyme para magpalaksihan reaction. Kay haros tanan na cell, kailangan hin enzyme para iya mag-function hin maupay. So, kailangan niyan specific enzyme. For example, kung nakaong kita hin food, para po ma-digest hin maupayan natin kinaon na food, kailangan natin hin enzyme para magiling hin maupay. Kung, for example, kumaong kita, gin-digest hin maupay niya kay digest, kay may enzyme. So, ang ating body makaka-absorb hin nutrients, tapos ang mga waste products, makakadwala sa intestine, aton ma-excrete ang waste products. In short, kung may da enzyme na nagpapalaksihan mga reaction hand cell, maupay function hand aton body. Pero kanina po, ako na example, kung may da enzyme, naguruguti ang kinahanglan na energy, hadto nga tawo para ma-push ang bato na iyagin pupush ti paigbaw. So, amod kang trabahoan enzyme. So, let's move on to enzyme structure. So enzyme can be divided into two general structural characteristic or classes. Number one is the simple enzyme, and number two is the conjugated enzyme. So what is simple enzyme? An simple enzyme is an enzyme that contains only a protein or amino acid chains. Unconjugated enzyme may dagyat ni na-contain lot hiyahin non-protein part in addition to a protein part. So, ang simple, may ganiya protein, tapos ang conjugated, may dapo niya non-protein. So, pero, inipuhiya na protein and non-protein part han conjugated enzyme, may niya catalytic reaction. So, ano inihiya? An apo enzyme amo inihiya an protein part han conjugated enzyme. An cofactor or coenzyme amo inihiya an non-protein part han conjugated enzyme. So, ang combination han apo enzyme and cofactor is a holo enzyme or whole enzyme nga naa para nga na-function as an enzyme. So, apo enzyme plus the cofactor is equals to holo enzyme. Holo enzyme, a functional enzyme. So, let's move on to nomenclature of enzyme. So, nomenclature, di ba, naming. So, naming of an enzyme. So, there's one thing that we should remember. All words that has a suffix or na-end han may ASE is an enzyme. ACE. For example, sucrase. Ang iniyaan enzyme nga na reaction nga dahan sugar, di ba? Nga dahan sugar or saccharides. Another example, lipase. Basta nga tanan nga may ACE or apo enzyme, amo yan nga tanan nga may ACE is called an enzyme. So, let's move on to models of an enzyme. So, for example, models of an enzyme action. For example, amylase is an enzyme. Amylase is an enzyme. So, I will give you an example. Inihiya starch. This is a starch. So, ang trabahuan enzyme nga amylase and starch iya pagbubublagon. So, for example, ini nga starch nakasakungadtuhan enzyme. So, ang trabaho ng enzyme or ang amylase Pagbublagon ang starch. Nagbublag na hiya because of an anilase. So, another, for example, the lock and key model. May di active site. This is an enzyme. Enzyme and active site. Tapos, ang substrate, amo adi. Aniya iniya is substrate. So, aniya substrate should fit kini po na enzyme nga active site. So, pag sakob niya nga di, sumakob po yan nga di, ang active site kay pareweran shape. Paggawas hinin niya, is, ang trabaho po ini nga enzyme is ang pagbulagon. Hini nga substrate. So, amo itohan ang trabahohan enzyme. So, this model is like a lock and key. It should fit. So, it so say, na-fit la, ngadtuhit para ngadtuhit iya kalugaringon nga lock. Para po create enzyme. So, I will give you an example. I have here, for example, this is an enzyme. Amin yan, enzyme. So, active site in hiya. So, kumaon po ako in sucrose. So, ano ang sucrose? Ang sucrose is a combination of glucose and fructose. This is a sucrose. And this is an enzyme. Ang sucrose po is amo ang substrate. So, mabind niya nga duhan active site, which is an enzyme. Pag-bind niya ang active site, pareho ang shape. So, for example, para ma-digest, ang akong kinaon, ang trabaho ang enzyme, after niya pakasulod nga diyan active site, paggawas hini nga substrate nga sucrose, paggawas niya is bulag na, hira. So, may danaya glucose and fructose. Amad to ang trabahuan enzyme. So, let's move on to factors that affect enzyme activity. So, ano po niya na mga factors na nakaka-affectan enzyme activities? So, number 1 is the temperature. Second is the pH. And third is the substrate concentration. Tapos, ang mga factors na nakaka-affectan enzyme activity. Substrate concentration gihap, tapos substrate reaction. So, factors that affect enzyme activity, temperature. For example, due to heat, kung hataas it temperature kaduro, it enzyme na apektuhan niya kay natako lang ng last protein and denaturation. So, kung hataas po ang temperature or ang heat, an enzyme, posible po gyapit ma-denature. So, ma-denature nga ni enzyme, mag-iiba gyapit iya function due to high heat or high temperature. So, another is the pH. So, ang pH, for example, is an iya acidity. Kung hataas ang acidity hadtuya nga kung nataas ang acidity an enzyme madi-denature gihap kay kailangan itiya pH dapat below lahan acidity or kumbaga dapat normal lat iya pH. Maghataas nga ni iya pH, so mataasan niya acidity, madi-denature gihapan enzyme. Ang substrate concentration liwat, kung ang concentration maghataas, kung maghitaas ang concentration, so diri ya mababalance. Amo gyud iya ma-i-stop ang iya reaction or ang reaction ng enzyme. May stop kaya substrate concentration naghataas niya. So amo po adto ang mga factors that affect enzyme activity. So let's move on to enzyme inhibition. So what is enzyme inhibition? So an enzyme ma-inhibit nga ni bagat ma-inhibit nga ni an enzyme diri na siya iya function. For example, amo po niyan enzyme. So may na nakasakob nga iya specific shape an enzyme. May na nakasakob na iya specific shape. An enzyme nga nai-inhibit, for example, may nakasakob na. May daliwat malabad nga enzyme nga nasakob bisan diri siya tiya shape nay kasasakob niya. So amo ito nai-inhibit. Kung ma-inhibit nga ni enzyme, diri iya ma-functionhin maupay. For example, di ba kanina po anak ko na example is an sucrose nagbulag again enzyme. Nagkamay na akong glucose and fructose. Kung ma-inhibit iniya nga enzyme, kay may sumakob nga diri siya niya shape, ang sucrose diri madadigest hin maupay. So paggawas niya sucrose lagi hapon niya kay na-inhibit man ang enzyme diri na siya niya function. So amo pa adto an enzyme inhibition. So let's move on to medical use of enzyme. So an enzyme ginagamit kaya tiyahi an medical treatment of diseases. May the recent nga nag-treat han disease which is a heart attack. So an enzyme ginagamit nila para pag-treat an heart attack. For example, an tissue plasminogen activator iya gina-activate an plasminogen nga enzyme. So ma-activate nga ni an tissue plasminogen activator, ma-activate nga ni an plasminogen nga enzyme. Itrabaho ito nga plasminogen nga enzyme is ma-dissolve niya ang blood clot ngadto heart. So nakabuligiyahan treatment han heart attack. Kumbaga bagat ma-activate nga yung plasminogen, nakakakuha niyahin immediate relief adto nga heart attack. So ginagamit niya pa medical use and enzyme. So let's move on to general characteristics of vitamins. So vitamins is an organic compound na importantiya aton body. Bisa na nakuha nato niya food na good lang amount. So vitamins diri na po form aton body. So kailangan naton kumaon in mga foods nga rich in vitamins. Kay ha good ti lang amount. Itaton food na kinakaon, may na niya mga vitamins, ha good ti lang na amount. Kailangan naton in vitamins, at it aton body para mag-upay it pag-function hit aton body. Kailangan natin in vitamins. So, it vitamins, there na po form aton lawas, our body cannot synthesize vitamins. So, kailangan tat mga kinakaon na food rich in vitamins. So, may da kuan sinisiring nga classification sa vitamins. I have here a list. So, water-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble vitamins. So, vitamins, kailangan makuha nato na aton mga kinakaon. Kay, kung magkulang in vitamins, hit aton body, magkakamay da kita in vitamin deficiency. Tapos hindi na mga vitamin deficiency, nagkakamay da yan mga bad effect ha aton lawas. For example, kung kulang kita in vitamin K, kung kulang kita in vitamin K, mag-blood clotting kita. Mag-blood clot kita. So, kailangan natin in vitamin K. Kailangan natin mga vitamins sa aton body para makafunction maupay. So, here's my list of water-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble vitamins. So, aton lang remember, and water-soluble vitamins are vitamins B, C, H. And fat-soluble vitamins is only ADEC. Vitamin A, D, E, and K. Mula po adan mga fat-soluble. So, here's my list. Mga vitamins. So, I have here a list of water-soluble vitamins and a fat-soluble vitamins. So, water-soluble vitamins, example is vitamin B1, thiamine, B2, B3, B5, B6, B9, B12, vitamin C, and vitamin H. So, thiamine, and yeah, symptoms is nahelpiya han body's cell change han carbohydrates. Amot iya function. So, iti toxicity kung kulang kita in vitamin B1, which is thiamine, so magkakamay na kita in poor concentration or attention. So, kung kulang kita in thiamine, may kita poor concentration. Nakukuha niya whole grains and vegetables. So, number 2 is the vitamin B2, which is riboflavin. So, riboflavin helps break down proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Kung nakaon kitang proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamin B2 or riboflavin na help niya pag-breakdown. Pero, kung magamay dalot kitang deficiency, hini nga vitamin B2, posible po iya makadamage ang aton liver. So, ang dietary sources ini is milk, breads, cereals, and almonds, and etc. So, another is the vitamin B3, niacin. So, niya ini symptoms is converting carbohydrates into glucose. So, nabuligya aton metabolism. Pero, kung magkamay na kita in toxicity or magkamay na kita deficiency and niacin, pwede makakause in depression. So, aniya dietary sources is whole grains, milk, cheese, mushrooms, cottage, and sardines. Another is vitamin B5, the pantothenic acid. So, aniya symptoms is making blood cells, and it helps you convert food into energy. So, kung magkamay dalot kita in deficiency or toxicity niya, magkakamay na kita in poor memory or prone kita ha stress kung kulang kitahan aton vitamin B5. So, aniya dietary sources ini is whole grain milk, egg, carrots, and bananas. Another is the vitamin B6, which is the pyridoxine. So, ang pyridoxine producing the neurotransmitter serotonin or norepinephrine. Na-help siyang pag-produce han aton neurotransmitter ha aton body. So, kung magkamay lang itong deficiency han aton vitamin B6, magkakamay lang itong irritability, poor memory, stress, or prone gap kita ha depression. So, ang iya dietary sources ini is potato, squash, banana, wheat, chicken, and etc. Another is the cobalamin. So, ang cobalamin, vitamin B12, helps keeps body's nerve and blood cells healthy. So, kung magkamaydalot kita inihin deficiency, magkakamaydalot kitang poor memory or confusion. Aniya dietary sources is meat, fish, dairy, peanuts, and eggs. So, ang vitamin BH, which is ang biotin, aniya ini symptoms of loss of hair or nausea or fatigue. So, magka-deficiency nga ni kita, hanaton vitamin H, posible kita mag-prone kita ng hair loss. Pero, waray guriya toxicity nga specific. Nakukuha ya eggs, sardines, nuts, and vegetables. So, amo po ito mga water-soluble vitamins. So, let's move on to fat-soluble vitamins. So, ang fat-soluble vitamins are only vitamin A, DEC. Vitamin A is retinol, helps form and maintain healthy teeth, skeletal, and soft tissue. So, aniya toxicity, nag-change yan vision, bone pain, skin damage, or kung kulang kita aton vitamin A, which is retinol, posible maglabuan aton eyesight. So, makukuha niya naton iya dietary sources is the liver, oil, egg, fortified breakfast cereal, and etc. So, second is the vitamin D, ergocalciferol. Ergocalciferol maintain normal blood levels of calcium and phosphorus. Kung aniya ni toxicity is posible ka magka weakness or nausea and vomiting, plus polyuria. Polyuria is excessive urinating. Excessive amount of urination. Tapos, makukuha niya natin na dietary sources, fatty fish, tuna, and mackerel, and etc. So, next is vitamin E, tocopherol. Ang tocopherol is antioxidant helping to protect cells from damage. So, ano yan ni toxicity is muscle weakness, fatigue. Nakukuha yan nuts such as almonds, peanuts, and hazelnuts. Lastly is vitamin K. Phytonadione plays role in blood clotting, and bone metabolism. Ano yan ni toxicity is jaundice, anemia, or hemolytic anemia. So, ang vitamin K, kung waray aton body, magkakamay na kitahin blood clot. Kung magkamay na kitang blood clot, dire maupay it blood flow aton body. So, kailangan ko natin vitamins. We need vitamins para maupay hit function hit aton body. So, kailangan hit aton mga kinakaon na mga food is rich in vitamins. so that itaton body makakuha ng vitamins para para mag-help han maupay nga pag-function han aton body. So that's the end of my discussion about enzymes and vitamins. Thank you for watching.